This is probably one of the most important chapters in the entire Bible. And it is a chapter that we as Boss Clan get up in the morning and we begin and recite because we're supposed to. We're supposed to talk about this. We're supposed to speak about this. And when it says that you're supposed to say this when you go into the land that you inherit, or that the land that you're going to possess it, this accounts for any place that you are anywhere. The mere fact that we get up every single day and we have air in our lungs and we are able to see and that we are able to just experience the world and have another day alive is another day that our Creator has given this to us to live. And so when you are looking at the commandments of our Father and you know that they are good, He has a chapter that is specifically for this. And this is how important His laws, statutes, and commands are. And people refuse the Old Testament. People refuse the laws of God, the Torah, and it shouldn't be so. In fact, it is so important. Let me read this to you. Deuteronomy. This is called the Shema. And when it says Shema, it's Hear, O Yisrael. And if you haven't figured this out yet, there is no religion. There is no Baptist, Catholic, Presbyterian, Mormon, any of that stuff. The Bible doesn't have any of that. Every time that you put a man-made name doctrine upon something, you call yourself that is outside the Bible. If you want to be a child of God, it is somebody who obeys the laws, statutes, and commands of our Father and has the faith in the Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach, and people call him Jesus the Christ. So it is very important that you understand and know the laws, statutes, and commands of our Father, because they will keep you alive, and they are stuff that they are so important to us. You will see that when it talks about a frontlet of your eye, that is like a little band that you're supposed to put over your head, that you're supposed to have them on. You're supposed to remember the laws of God. It is so important. Let me explain to you just simply by reading it. Now, these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments, which Yahuwah Elohekehim commanded to teach you, that you might do them in the land whither you go to possess it, that you might fear Yahuwah Elokeah, to guard all of his statutes and his commandments, which I command you, you and your son, and your son's son, all the days of your life, and that your days may be prolonged. Hear therefore, O Yisrael, and you are Yisrael, folks. Hear therefore, O Yisrael, and guard to do it. Do what? His laws, statutes, and commands. That it may be well with you, that ye may increase mightily, as Yahuwah Elohei of your fathers has promised you, in the land that flows with milk and honey. Hear, O Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah is one. And you shall love Yahuwah Eloheka with all your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your might. And these words which I command you this day shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them. What are we binding? The laws of God. For a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them upon the posts of your house, and on your gates. And it shall be when Yahuwah Elohekeh shall have brought you into the land which he swore unto your fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzchak, and to Yaakov. And that's, for the right translation, guys, it's not Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It's Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. To give you the great and goodly cities which you build not, and houses full of good things which you filled not, and wells dug which you dug not, vineyards and olive trees which you planted not, when you shall have eaten and be full. Then beware lest you forget Yahuwah, which brought you forth out of the land of Mitzrayim from the house of bondage. And you guys might not say, hey, he didn't bring me out of the land of Mitzrayim. No, but he brought your forefathers out of the land of Mitzrayim. We are all here today because of the great escape out of the land of Egypt. You shall fear Yahuwah Elohekeh, and serve him, and shall swear by his name. You shall not go after other Elohim, of the Elohim of the people which are around about you. For Yahuwah Eloheka is a jealous El among you, lest the anger of Yahuwah Eloheka be kindled against you and destroy you from off the face of the earth. You shall not tempt Yahuwah Elohim, as ye tempted him in Makkah. You shall diligently guard the commandments of Yahuwah Elohim and his testimonies and his statutes, which he has commanded you. And you shall do that which is right and good in the sight of Yahuwah, that it may be well with you, and that you may go in and possess the good land which Yahuwah swore to your fathers. To cast out all your enemies from before you, as Yahuwah has spoken. And when your son asks you in time to come, saying, what mean the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Yahuwah Eloheinu has commanded you? Then you shall say unto your son, we were Pharaoh's bondsmen in Mitzrayim, and Yahuwah brought us out of Mitzrayim with a mighty hand. And Yahuwah showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Mitzrayim, upon Pharaoh, and upon all his household before our eyes. And he brought us out from thence, that he might bring us in, to give us the land which he swore to our fathers. And Yahuwah commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahuwah Eloheinu, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is this day. And it shall be our righteousness, if we guard to do all of these commandments before Yahuwah Eloheinu, as he has commanded us. You will get into the Christian religion, and the Christian religion will say things of the nature, your salvation is not about righteousness. And that is correct. It is not about righteousness. Salvation begins at the cross. It begins upon the only name under heaven by which you may be saved, Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. That is where salvation begins. But you have forgotten the reason that salvation had to come is because the moment you put your hand in a cookie jar at 3 years old, you are under a curse of the Torah. Your spiritual death is now here because you have stolen something. It doesn't matter when or where or why. It matters that when you break the Torah, you fall under the curse of the Torah. And that is what our Messiah's blood did for us, is he broke the curse of the physical separation that we will have. We will physically die, but spiritually we will never be separated from our Creator. But our Creator has set before us a path, and he set before us good doctrine. He has set before us a Torah that we need to keep. The Torah is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And if you do not know the Torah, then you have a spiritual deficit in the world we are in today. You have a handicap that you don't even know you have, and you have curses that you don't even know why you're cursed, and blessings you're missing because you didn't even know that you are to get blessings. This is not a one-way street with Deuteronomy and with the Torah of God. There are blessings that come with keeping the laws, statutes, and commands of our Father, and they're good. They are good commandments. They are things that will keep you alive. There are things that will keep this planet alive, and that we will be good to our neighbors. We will not do evil in the sight of our Father. Our Father is holy. If you have read the Bible, you will understand that our Creator is a holy Creator. There's not evil within him. He is not able to do evil, and that is a good path to walk because it keeps us alive. If our Creator was an evil Creator, and our Creator was somebody who allowed evil to happen, that's one thing. But he doesn't. He allows free will to happen, and if you choose evil over our Creator, then that is your choice. We are getting down to the end of time. We are getting down to the end of the age. We are in an age right now that the great deception is upon all of us. People are dropping like flies day after day after day. People that will never have another choice and another chance to hear the Torah. People that will never ever be able to come into the fulfillment of our Creator. People that they do not have the same chances that we have. And if your eyes are open and you understand that you shouldn't be injecting things into your body of this nature, then you're one step forward. But if you do not read the Torah, you have not read the Torah, you're missing out on the spiritual protection, the physical protection, your family's protection, the goodness that the Torah brings, the life the Torah brings, the hope the Torah brings. Guys, salvation begins at the cross, but you can find a better, more active way of living through the Torah. Yes, you can say grace, grace, grace as you eat your pork, and you can hope that you have a shoeshiner job in the kingdom to come. You can hope that. But I think that our Messiah has said it clear enough that those who do not keep the Torah will be told to depart. The kingdom is not for pork eaters and pork sellers. It is not for anything of the nature. The kingdom is for righteousness and holiness, the same way that our Father is. Don't expect to die and awaken into a lawless kingdom. The people that are in the kingdom are righteous. The people that are in the kingdom are keeping the laws, statutes, and commands of our Father, even after they're dead. That is what the kingdom is for. The kingdom is for a different world where we want to physically see and physically seek and physically keep the commandments of our Father because we love him, because we know that he designed us with an intricate design, that he designed us with a genius to us. Everything about the human is genius. Everything about the way the creation is genius. You can't look out at the birds, you can't look out at the trees, you can't look out at nature and the thunderstorms and things of that nature and think that it all came from Big Bang. Because it didn't. That's the lies that we've been told. It's the same lies that people say that we're on a ball spinning around thousands of miles an hour, when the Bible is very clear. The foundations of the world are firm and they do not move. They do not move. The earth is a step stool for our Creator. And guys, when you are in the Torah, when you are with the Torah, you are with our Creator, and there's no better place to be. Because if you're not with our Creator, then by default you are with Hasatan. There's no middle ground in these days and ages. You can say that you don't want to believe, or you're agnostic or atheist or something of the sort. That is okay. That is where you're going to end, and that is where you have found your hope, is in a nothingness, in a world that doesn't have a Creator. I don't choose to believe that. I can't look at a dog and a cat and a horse and a cow and a human and look and see the designs, how they are built, and their tails and how they move and shake and kick off flies, and their eyes and their optics. Nobody can explain any of this. Nobody can explain how it is I can look out and I can see 100,000 frames a second, that both eyes, and then I'm able to put it together and move around. Nobody can duplicate a human eye. Nobody can do that. Nobody can duplicate things of the human nature. But you know what? Hasatan is the great unarchitect. He is the guy that is an architect of the entire world, and that's what he's taken the DNA. And that was my dog saying hello. He's the one that's taken the DNA, and he's shattering everyone's DNA. He's making things lesser than what our Creator made them. Guys, these are the times that we need to be in our Bibles. We need to be in our Bibles with our family. We need to be praying. Today is a Shabbat. Today is the 7th day to our Creator. And he says, this is the day that you need to rest. We shouldn't be cooking, selling, buying, going out. We should be sitting and resting. That is what a Shabbat is about. And guys, it is no better time than right now to call upon the name of the Messiah, to call upon the name of the Messiah in a prayer. And in a prayer that we're supposed to say. How do we pray? Our Messiah told us, our Father who art in heaven. That's how it begins. And in that prayer, you're going to acknowledge that the Son of God, the only begotten Son of God, and don't let the doctrines of devils trick you and have you thinking that our Messiah is God. Our Messiah is not God. He is the Son of God. Over and over and over, the Bible says he is the Son of God. He is not God. And people are praying to him. People are asking him for all sorts of stuff. And it doesn't work. It falls on deaf ears. That is not how to pray. Take the examples from the Bible and take these man-made doctrines and get rid of them, because time is short, folks. And if we do not do what is right now, we are going to spend an eternity wishing that we had. Guys, it's as simple as reading. You can read a couple of chapters a day. You could read Genesis in a day easy, without a problem. You could read your entire Bible in a couple of weeks if you really, really tried and got into it. Guys, find a version of a Bible that is clear to you. The NIV is a horrible translation. The King James is a bad translation. There's terrible, terrible translations, but find a book that you can read with ease, because you need to understand the core of the doctrine. When you understand the core of the doctrine, then it doesn't matter what translation it is, you will be able to go to another translation and figure out what it is they're trying to say without taking things in there. When the King James and when the NIV says that Jesus is God in certain different translations, when you take that to a correct translation, it's Elohim. It says Elohim is God, not Not the Son of God is God. The Son of God is this Son of God. He is our King. He is going to reign here. He is going to be the one that destroys the evil that is now taking over this land. But he is not God. And our Creator has never ever said to praise his Son as he was. That is not to happen. And so we must be right in our doctrine. We must understand what is coming up, and we must have the physical and spiritual protection of the Torah and the Bible. Guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful seventh day. I'm out.